Well, as I promised, I'd get her back in.
Yeah.
Amy Jones, thanks for coming back
Thanks.
in. I just got to shake your hand. I didn't scare you away from last time, from your first time. So you're back.
I am.
And you're back with a purpose today.
I
You've
am
got
back
something specific you want to talk about.
I do.
I'm going to let you have the floor.
Why, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about transformational ministry. I'm going to say that slower. Transformational ministry. The mission of Love Inc. is to mobilize local Christian churches to transform lives and communities. And we talked last time about the first part of that being to mobilize Christian churches and encouraging people to get up and do something about the fact that they want to help. And the next part of that is to transform lives and communities. And by transformation, we are talking about trying to help people bridge out of poverty. We come from a place of working at what's called a clearinghouse mode at Love Inc., where we have been doing direct client care, one-on-one. And now we are moving into a mode of transformation. That does not mean that we will not continue to do one-on-one care. However, transformation is bigger with a larger goal in mind. And the way that works is that if we get a client in, and we talked last time about budgeting, and maybe they're struggling with that, but by looking at the numbers, they should have enough. You know, they should have enough, but they're just not making it meet. And so we can then offer them a budgeting class.
Okay.
We can, now I say we can, it is not in place yet. These are things we are working on. We do not have this in place. It's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take a commitment from the community as a whole. Because when you start offering things like a budgeting class, a parenting class, classes on setting boundaries in relationships, classes on how, maybe a support system if you're caring for your parents. There are hundreds and hundreds of opportunities out there to offer what's called life skills classes, which is a very large umbrella.
Right.
And that's where we're starting, is at the very big picture, trying to narrow it down. What do people need? And we can't make that decision on our own, because for most of us, we come from a very middle class way of thinking. And I may think that someone needs something when really that's not what they need. And so I have to ask the person I'm helping what they think they would need, and then grow from there. They will be incentive-based classes in some cases. For instance, if someone has come to us for food, and this is their third time in 3 months, we may say to them, in order to help you further, I need you to go attend this class. It's 1 hour for the next 3 Monday nights, and after that, we'll be able to do more for you. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes it will be just because the client realizes that that would be a benefit to their life. One of the things that I'm most excited about is a program called Bridges Out of Poverty. And it is literally step by step helping people figure out what they have to bring to the table, and then helping them calm the chaos that they live in. When you're living in poverty, it is concrete problems that need concrete answers every day.
You know, Amy, there's an old saying, too broke to pay attention.
Yeah.
When you get down and are that desperate, and all you could think about is the next meal for the kids or what
Yes.
have you,
Yes.
your mind starts to close down.
Yes, and you can't think outside the box.
Yes.
You can't, because you're imprisoned in this
Yes.
box. And you can't think of long-term planning. And we tell people short-term sacrifice, long-term gain. Well, short-term right now is, how do I get the tire fixed so I can get to
Exactly.
work? And I don't have any money. And when I do get the tire fixed, how do I get gas in it?
Get to work, because I
Exactly.
had to pay the electric bill, and it was higher than it was last month, and it took all the money.
Exactly. And so if we can help people just have a little bit of calm inside of that chaos and think a little bit
Yes.
long term, little by little, then that changes, and it can bridge them from living in that imprisoned poverty situation into a more calm way of living their life, and then they're better able to handle those concrete problems.
Absolutely.
So transformational ministry is a big deal for us, and it's taken us a lot of time and work and concentration on making sure that our program, as it stands now, is solid. And we've had to get national approval for that, because we are an international organization. There are about 170 Love Inc. affiliates operating across the United States, 4 in Kenya. And so in order to move forward, you need that national body of people looking at what you're doing and helping you construct the best foundation that you can get. So we have that approval and we have that support, and now we're starting to move forward. It will be slow. It is.
Yes.
It's not going to be an overnight thing, but I think when we are able to present the opportunities and what the benefits will be, I think the community will get behind us. I'm hoping the community gets behind us on this, because these are real changes in people's lives. Real changes.
I think the number one thing here, when I hear you speaking about your goals and your ambitions with this, is getting the word out.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
because we never know, just like with this show, who's watching right now,
Right.
that a light bulb is going
Right.
off in their
Right.
head, and they know a way to come in and be of help, or want to learn some process that you
Right.
need to have go on, so
Right.
that they can help.
Right, and there are ways that even without coming to talk to me right now, if you're thinking that you want to help someone, if you're thinking that you have something up, or if this tugs at your heartstrings, you really want to make a difference in someone's lives, there are ways to do that. You can go to loveinc.org, which is our national website, and look at some of the other affiliates and what they're doing. You can look at Bridges Out of Poverty, which is a book, and then that follows up with a program called The Getting Ahead in a Just Getting By World. You can come to my office and check out books. If this is something that really matters to you, and you believe that people who are living in poverty can be helped by helping themselves,
Yes.
and you want to be a part of helping them,
You want to be a helping
you
hand.
want to be a helping hand. We are so serious about making sure that we define the difference between a handout and a hand up.
Yes.
And we will not continue to enable people to make bad decisions just because they can, because they think someone else will help them. We don't do that. We are literally every day talking about and researching ways where we can empower people to help themselves. We know that they can with the more love and support that they have, but they need real tangible tools.
Exactly.
If you've never been taught, then how do you know?
Absolutely.
You've never been taught. It's generation after generation. I can't hold someone
It's kind of
responsible.
like breaking a cycle.
It absolutely
you know?
is breaking a cycle. Absolutely. But we have to have people who are willing to step up and say, I care enough and I believe in you as an individual person, and I believe that you can make a difference.
Those could be the strongest words to someone at their
Absolutely.
lowest point that's just been in the habit, or it's generational
Yes.
of the way that life has been. To have someone simply say, I believe in you,
Yes. Yeah.
is very powerful.
Every day we try to make sure that we focus on that. And with us being a Christian organization, we are so fortunate that we are able to offer prayer,
Yes.
that we're able to hug people and tell them that we love them just because God loves them and we love them. We are all here for a purpose. We're here on purpose.
Yes.
And so if we can convey that to someone and get them to believe that, then maybe we make a difference, and maybe they can be brave enough to step out and do something that's out of their comfort zone. It takes a lot of guts to walk away from generations of families and do something different with your life.
Yes.
We're asking them to sometimes walk away from their own family and walk away from their friends, because they're going to be different. And that
Yes.
core group they've left, it's not going to
Break
be
the
happy
chain.
about that.
They're gonna break the
And it's
chain.
hard.
Yes.
It's hard, and we're asking them to do that, but we want to make sure they know we're there with them.
And Amy, I'd like to address also that sometimes it's one of the hardest decisions someone can make, just to come in where you're at.
Yeah.
The embarrassment and the humility of that is I'd like to, a lot of times people think, oh, they just went down there, and, that's how they are. They just, just want to get some help. Sometimes it takes people have pride.
Yes. Yes.
And that's something that Love Inc. has always recognized, that I've noted. And I love that about Love Inc. They're not belittled.
No. We will have people walk in the door, men and women, who walk in, and within the first 2 sentences they try to say to us, their voice is shaking.
Yes.
You can see the shame and embarrassment on their
Yes.
face. And they are the first ones that we get up and hug. Can I give you a hug? And they'll say, I'm so embarrassed.
Yes.
Why? Why are you embarrassed? You just stood up today, got dressed, took the steps, and walked in this door to take the first steps to making your life better, to providing a better life for your children. You've done that. Why is there
Yes.
shame in that?
And that is the immediate message you give, and the immediate message that needs to be heard for those
Yeah.
people, because it's tough.
But there's no shame in getting help.
No.
There's no shame in getting help. But yes, they feel that because they never saw themselves being in that
Yes.
position. No one envisions that or wants that for their life. To really, honestly, you have to have help or you don't know how you're going to get through tomorrow.
Yes.
We see it, but there's no shame in stepping out and letting someone
Absolutely.
love you. Just let someone love you.
It's hard for people to do
I know,
sometimes,
I know,
Amy.
I know.
Amy Jones, I love you.
I love you.
And I am so glad you came in today again to visit with us. And I look forward to working with you and Love Inc. a lot
Thank you.
to help get this word out in the
Yes.
community. Amy, someone's out there and they want to help with the programs.
Yes.
Give me and the viewers a number.
918-225-1125. If it hits you in the middle of the night, call and leave a message. I'll call you back.
Amy, you're an asset to the community
Thank
and a
you.
joy to know on a
Thank
personal
you.
level.
Thank you.
All right, you're watching Donna and Friends.